Tell, Cockerel, he's just a true guy. You'll have a true time. Tell, Cockerel, leave your troubles at the door. You know the game, you know the score. We're here to have fun, so holster that gun and read the writing on the wall. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerel, he's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. Jose gets himself around, always talking Spurs wherever he is found, home or away. He always tips to win, throws the form book in the bin with a cheeky knowing grin. Tell, Cockerel, he's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerel. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and on and on and on. Why do I always get it wrong every time I play along? Tell, Cockerel, the show is so chilled, your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerel. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerel, the show is so chill, your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. Tell, Cockerel.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tell Cockerel Week 14 competition results. I don't know whether I can get used to this dynamic shows, so I've had to do everything, get everything in half. I've had half an hour to prepare everything because the last game was only played half an hour ago. So at 10 o'clock in the evening, waited for the whistle to go, frantically went away and started preparing the show, putting all the results in and doing the tables and all that. And I normally give myself a few days, but I've done it all on the whim tonight, and hopefully it's worked out well. It gives you live scoring, I suppose. Let's say hello to a few people. Chris Peters is here. Good evening, Chris. I hope you're well. Says good evening, Jose, and the chat. Good evening, Chris. The original Daz is here. Says good evening, Jose, chat. Good evening, Daz. I hope you're well. Small downs to Cuba, who says big up to everyone. I say small downs, Cuba. Queen Ellie's here. Good evening, Els Bells. I hope you are well. And there's a few of you sending all your best wishes to Cuba. He's on the road to recovery, I hope. I've read his comments, but Cuba always makes me smile, always makes me laugh. I just hope a bit of mine can go back your way as well, Cuba. Daz was here. He's come in. He's just said, can't stop another member stream, Jose. We'll watch back. Okay, we'll have to watch that if he watches back. Have I got anyone else here to say hello to? Yes, we have. Ryan G's here. Good evening, Ryan. I hope you are well, my man. I hope you're well. Ryan G says, just check the Spanish results. They've saved me this week. Viva España, says Ryan G. And Anthony Herbert's in the house. Good evening, Anthony, mate. I hope you are well. I hope you are well. Yeah, what a week. What a week of results. Start where we mean to go on. And by starting, I mean we're going to go to... who are we going to first? Going to Predict the Prem. Right, Predict the Prem, which is the online game that we play here. Is that now sharing? I can't see with this new studio whether it shares or not. No, it's not sharing. So I will share it now. Oh, look at that. Tiny, isn't it? Predict the Prem. I don't make that any bigger. No, it's still small, isn't it? No. Let me see. I'll play around with it, see if I can make it any bigger. No, that's not big. Oh, Jesus, I'm not going to create pro scenes. That's telling me what to do. Let me see. Right, on Predict the Prem, I'm going to have to read it out because that's the most you can see. Unless... Oh, there we go. I found a way of doing it. There we go. Right, on Predict the Prem. Can you still hear me? That's the main thing. Can you still hear me? Can you say whether you can hear me, yes or no? Someone tell me whether they can hear me or not. Otherwise, I'll just talk to myself. Because the last time I did... Yeah, you can hear me. All right. No, because the last time I did this, and I came off screen, no one could hear me. Right, so Predict the Prem. There are people that have broken the 100 barrier now in Predict the Prem. So you've got Graham and Vindaloo have both reached 100 points. Ronnie's not far behind. Ronnie sits on 99. Shemtam on 96. Jess is on 95. Chris Peters has even gone into the 90s. People have caught up. I had a flying lead here. And the lead is now 24 points. Kevin Clark has had some sort of a miracle week because Kevin Clark was 30 odd points behind me. He's now 24 points behind. So I still lead the way in Predict the Prem. But people are closing up on me. There is a person in the chat. Who sent me a message. They know who they are. They sent me a message and they gave me a bit of stick. And I let it go. It's good banter. And I let it go. And this week has now shocked me. I've been shocked this week to see how many points I scored and how I've done this week and how this person has done this week. And now I've got to get my arse into gear. I've slackened off, people, for the last 3 to 4 weeks. I need to get my A game back on the road again because otherwise I'll be swamped by everyone. But anyway, I still lead the way here in Predict the Prem. But there's people that have made lots and lots of points. So there we go. So that's Predict the Prem for you. Right. So stop sharing that. Oh, I can come out of it now. And then we go into Fantasy Football League. Create the Fantasy Football League. Share that. Oh, what happened there? Yeah, I've got to get me. That's right, Ellie. That's exactly what I've got to do. So, in Fantasy Football League, I only ever talk about the people that move up the tables. So you've got Phil Coys is up to 57, scored 68 points this week. He's now on 582. Kev Clark has moved up to 55th with 50 points. Chris Peters has gone up to 54th this week with 80 points. Now, these aren't the final points, by the way, because after the Man United game, they're still totting up some of this. Alan It says here Alan's gone up to 52nd place with 68 points. Paul G has gone up to 51st with 58 points. Graham has gone up to 50th with 46 points. My good lady has gone up to 48th with 53 points. Sanjeev has gone into 44th with 60 points. Peter Parat 43rd with 61 points. Adam 65th with 65 points has gone into 42nd. Side Dancer 70 points this week has taken him to 41st. Matty K 67 points has taken him into 39th. Brendan Tull 72 points this week has taken him to 37th. Darren Watts 61 points to 36th. Luke 59 points has taken him to 35th. Grant 71 points has taken him into 33rd. And then the next green ones, Graham, our very own Graham, scored 77 points and has taken him to 27th this week. Tot Josh 68 points has taken him to 26th. Zoe 81 points has gone into 24th. Phil P with 85 points has gone into 21st. Tanju with 84 points has gone into 18th. Fiona with 81 points has gone into 16th. Yours truly is into 70, has gone down. I can't read that one. But Eltel Cockerell, 88 points. The biggest score that I've seen so far this week, 88 points into 12th. Rahman has scored 72 points and gone into 11th. Anthony Herbert, 69 points, has taken Anthony to 9th. Darren, with 76 points, has taken him to 7th. And as you can see, further up the table, so Mark Oliver, Ronnie Smith, our very own Ronnie, Ed M, Steve Riformato, Stuart Conway, Nick Collison have not swapped places. They've all remained the same with all the points that they got this week. So well done to those for your positions that you are there in Fantasy Premier. I can now see because I've been away. Right, am I back? Yeah, I'm back. What's happening here? There we go. Remove from scene. I don't know what was happening there. Right, have I missed anyone coming in? Because if I have, I'm going to say hello to you. Right, yes. Yeah. Chris. Drewler's here. Good evening, Drewler. Says, evening, Jose and the Cockerel crew. Hope you're well. Just getting ready for bed as my meds are kicking in, so I'm getting very drowsy. So love you too. All the very best to you, Drewler. All the very best. Paul G's here. Says, evening, Jose again. Good evening, Paul G. I hope you're well, mate. Have I missed anyone? No, I think I've got everyone. Right. So this is the time of the show. Right. I'm going to ask you guys to tell me how many points you scored this week. Tell me how many points you scored this week in predictions. So how many points do you guys think you got? Well, you do. You know, because some of you write it all down. Hi, Daz. You all right, mate? I hope you're well, mate. Ryan G reckons he got 13. God, Ryan G. No, Ryan G, unless my calculations are wrong, you didn't score 13. Obviously, I have to go back and check because when I see you put your points down and you tell me, no. So Ryan G obviously didn't write his points down this week. Queen Ellie said she thinks she got 6. Els Bells, there's no 6 for you. I think you might have written yours down wrong or forgotten which ones you put down. Daz says 6. No, Daz, you didn't score 6. Kuba says 10-ish. Kuba, you didn't get 10. Ish. Because Kuba's like stretching it, isn't he? Kuba's like stretching it. Kuba, you're the person that I'm referring to with your message you sent to me. You're the one that's giving me the kick up the backside. Your message read something along the lines of when you first looked at it or something, I was a certain amount of points in front of you, and now I'm only blah. And that's before we played this week. So I'm thinking to myself, Kuba's kicking me up the backside. Now when I've seen all the scores go in this week, and I've seen all the results, some people have done really, really well this week, and some of us, and I'm including myself, have been below average again. And I will be going through it. Nick, good afternoon to you, Nick. Still your early, still afternoon for you, early evening. So good afternoon. Says I forgot what I even picked. I know I didn't get much Saturday. Chris Peters says he got 7. Let me see with Chris. Chris, you are the first person to get it right. You did score 7 points. Ronnie says evening has a good evening, Ronnie. When Ronnie says, without even asking, Ronnie says 8. Ronnie is the second person to correctly predict that he scored 8 points. Ryan G says he miscalculated. Ryan G does what he normally does and tries to throw his hat in the ring with a whole load of numbers until I finally land and say, yeah, that's what you got. So Brian's guessed at 13. Whether you miscalculated or not, I don't know, because I've not told you what you scored yet. Right, Kuba says, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot I said that, Jose. Yeah, definitely chasing you down, mate. I regret missing a few weeks now. Kuba, you're the person that's put the rocket up my backside. This week onwards, I'm changing the way that I'm going to start doing my selections because, I didn't read too much into it when I first looked in. When I saw this week's results, I thought, do you know what? Kuba might be a bit right here in what he's saying. Nick says, I doubt I've got more than 6. So I'm just going to play with the number 6, Nick, because otherwise you're another one that's having 15 guesses. You did not score 6. Daz says, I never wrote it down, but he thinks he got 3. Daz, you're spot on, mate. You did score 3 points. And Drula says she got 6. Now, Drula normally writes hers down. And Drula did not score 6, unless I've scored it wrong. No, that didn't score it in that one. Nope, no, and no. Driller, you didn't score 6. You didn't score 6. I can't give you the 6 because you didn't score it. But anyway, I will tell you guys, so you're aware. The average this week was 6.68. Yeah? 6.68 is the average for this week. So those that scored 6 and below are obviously below average. You need to score 7 or above to be above average. Yeah? So we shall go to the game, shall we? I won't keep the suspense any longer. Let's find out how you lot got on. Yeah? Right. Let's see how you got on. Right. Can I do this where I can take it away from my screen? Right, let's choose that one. And let's go. There you go. That's how you guys did this week. So, game number 1 was Bournemouth 0, Everton 1. As could be seen, the only person that predicted an away victory was Paul G, and therefore picked up 1 point. Game number 2. Fulham 4, Man City 5. An absolutely crazy game of football. Nobody predicted that scoreline. But the people that are in orange obviously predicted a Man City win and therefore picked up a point. Then you've got Newcastle 2, Tottenham 2. We are all grateful for the result. We're all grateful for the score. We're all grateful that our mi capitan, scored 2 goals for us. And in the quest for points in this game, Alan and Graham Both, and Graham's just joined us. Good evening, Graham. You joined at the right time. Alan and Graham both predicted the 2-all draw, which are the only people that predicted a draw for this game, and it was 2-all that they predicted, and therefore they both picked up green for this. So 3 points per person for Alan and for Graham. We then moved to Arsenal 2, Brentford 0, and the correct scoreline with the 3 points went to Ronnie, Kuva, Young James, Page, and Graham again. Graham got another 2 points. Another 3 points. Bagged himself another green there, Graham. So they picked up the points. Anybody else is in orange, as you well know now. It means you had the right way. So obviously you got a home victory and therefore picked up a point. Another bonkers, balmy game in the Premiership again of Brighton 3, Aston Villa 4. Again, not surprised, nobody predicted this correct scoreline. However, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you predicted an away victory and therefore picked up a point. We then moved over to Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 1. Correct scoreline came in from Ryan G and from Jimmy H. Jimmy H and Ryan G were the only two to correctly predict this scoreline. Everyone else in orange picked a home victory, so picked up a point. We then went to Wolves 0, Forest 1. The only person to correctly predict this scoreline was Kuva, bagging his second green for doing that, picked up the 3 points. Anybody else in orange there has obviously gone for an away victory and therefore picked up a point. The next game, one of the most impressive results of the weekend, was Leeds 3, Chelsea 1. The correct scoreline came in from Jack. Jack picked the 3-1. And there was Jack picked 3-1. And there was 5 other people that predicted the home victory and therefore picked up a point. But the Leeds-Chelsea game is probably a saviour for me because I scored points when some of those around me didn't score points for that game, if that makes any sense. Then we went on to Liverpool-Sunderland, which was a 1-1 draw. And Ian correctly predicted the 1-1 draw. And the 4 other people predicted the draw, but they had the 2-2 draws, so therefore picked up a point. Everybody else has gone for a home or away win, and therefore didn't score any points at all. The game that's just finished was Man United 1, West Ham 1. 2 people predicted a draw, but not the correct draw, but a draw, and that would have been Neil and Graham, and therefore picked up a point each. Now, I was asked a question. You can all see it if you look after the last stream when Kuba left his scores. Kuba made an assumption, which I think he's put in here again. So we just go. So let me see what Kuba said. Because Kuba even said this to me in a message that he sent to him. Well, no, he left it there, and he says. I assumed Jose was catching out people that go for 2-1 across the board. So I went with all 0-2 on the bonus games and it worked out really well. Right. I picked games at random. The reason why I picked these 3 games, 1, it was really easy to pick them because they were all being paid in the same competition. But the reason why I picked them is 3 of the clubs involved, so 1 in each tie, are from Galicia in Spain. So in the first game, you had Racing Ferrol, which is a team from Galicia. Then you had in the second game, Orense, which is a team from Galicia. And in the third game, you had Deportivo, which is a team from Galicia. For those that know, Deportivo is my team in Spain. We sit top at the moment of La Liga 2, right? And we were playing Sabadell. And Sabadell are roughly in, I think they're in a regional league, one below us, but they're in a regional league. Orense sit in a regional league and they played Girona, who are in the La Liga, right? So there was a giant killing that was done in that game because Orense beat Girona. And then when you've got Racing Ferrol versus Huesca, Racing Ferrol are in a regional league and Huesca are the league above. right? The Huesca are in the league above. So by rights, even though I selected it because it was 3 Galician teams, 2 of the Galician teams happened to play at home, 1 played away. I would have said that all 3 games should be, on paper, if football was played on paper, should have been away victories. Cuba done really well because Cuba's gone for 0-2 and 2 of the scorelines were 0-2. But you'll notice that in the middle game, Girona were knocked out by Orense. Orense, who are a provincial side, knocked out a La Liga side in the Copa del Rey by 2-1. So just to finish it off, you got Racing Ferrol 0, Huesca 2. Correct scoreline came in from Ryan G for that game. Also Edem, also Cuva and Page. All correctly predicted the 0-2 scoreline. And the away victory was predicted by the people in orange. And the people in orange would have picked up a point for that game. The game that would have thrown people completely, the game that would have thrown people completely is Orense versus Girona. That would have thrown people completely. As I said, it was a giant killing. It was a 2-1 victory to Orense. And the correct scoreline came in from Nita and David Shear. Nita and David Shear, who both were not around for the shows, but said, put 2-1 across the board. And David Shear, good morning to you, mate. I will talk to you in a second. And Nita both got the correct scoreline there, 2-1 victory. And the only other person who picked up a point was Neil, who went for the home win. And in the last game, and this was the one I was looking at tonight, we scored in the 58th minute and then the 85th minute, and I was edging my team on to go and get the third, so I'd get the correct scoreline. But they didn't manage to do it. It ended up Sabadell 0, Deportivo 2, and Ronnie picked up the green for that. So did Ryan G, so did Cuba, so did Page, and so did Graham. So they all bagged the 3 for the correct scoreline. Anyone else in orange or who picked an away victory picked up a point. So, as I said, 7 and above, you're above average. Anything below 7, so 6 and below, you are below average this week. So the scores on the doors is Jose scored 5. Art below average. Archer scored 6, below average. Jess scored 5, below average. Colin B scored 5, below average. Ronnie scored 8 and above average. Ryan G, double figures, an impressive 12 and above average. Carl scored 7, which is above average. Daz scored 3, below average. Nita 5, below average. David 5, below average. NM scored 8, which is above average. Chris Peter scored 7, above average. Alan scored 8, which is above average. Drula 5, below average. Ellie 4, below average. Kuva, man of the week, 14 points. Takes man of the week and well above average. Below average was James with 6. Paul G was below average with 6. Neil was above average with 7. Paige, welcome back Paige, a big impressive double figures 12 for Paige. Rob Belcher, welcome back first week, 4 below average. Shemtan, 4 below average. Jimmy Hotspur, welcome back to Jimmy, first game this week, scored 6 points, below average. Nick scored 4 points, which is below average. Jack got 8 points, which is above average. Vindaloo scored 5 points, which is below average. Ian scored 9 points, which is above average. Graham, double figures, 12 points, very impressive, above average. And Totspurs scored 4 points. Totspurs missed some games, so I'm going to put him down to missing some games because Totspurs is the person I fear that does quite well. So there are your points this week, people. What do points do? They make prizes. So the league tables are as follows. Right, the league tables are as follows. Right. So the league tables. Anyone in blue, it's your first week. right? It's your first week. And anyone in green means that you've moved up. So you've gone up. I don't put anyone that's gone down. If you're in white, you either remain the same or you've gone down. So, Rob Belcher, 47 people playing now because Rob and Jimmy joined last week. So, Rob has gone into 45th. 4 points he scored this week. He's below Cockney and Daniel Field, only on alphabet, through the alphabet, because that's the only way you can separate people on the same amount of everything. So 040404, it's alphabetical. Jimmy Hotspur has come in and gone straight into 40th. He's got the same points as Patrick O'Donnell, but the difference with Jimmy, he's got one correct prediction in there, hence why he remains above him. So straight into 40th. Paige, welcome back, Paige. She's jumped straight to 33rd. Jack scored 12. Did Jack score this week? How many points did Jack scored 8 points. Them 8 points were enough to take Jack into 28th place. James, with his points, has gone into 21st. Chris is still in 20th. Chris, I'll tell you what. Chris, you scored 7 points this week. But Ellie scored 4. So you've actually closed, although you're 20th, you've closed the gap on Ellie. So Ellie would have been, if you scored 7, Chris, Ellie would have been 4 points in front of you before this week. So you've closed the points on Ellie this week, if that makes any sense, Chris. And then further up the food chain, you have Drula is in 14th now. She's ahead of Totspurs, of Dazza, by the virtue of having more correct predictions. So she's up to 14th. Edem has gone up into 11th. Kuva, man of the week, has gone up into 8th. And I fear that his rivalry with Ryan G, like it was last season, may be just about to begin again. Because Kuva's score has taken him within 3 points of Ryan G, who also climbed into 7th. Yeah? So 167 and 170. So they've both climbed. Everybody else above that has remained on the same, has remained in the same positions regardless of what points they scored. So there you have it. That's your table for you. That's your table for you. Right. I saw Mr. Shib came in, said a pun straight away. I understood it. Other people, it's gone over their heads, David. So other people, it's gone over their heads. Says, good morning, Jose. I have a tooth problem. I think it's a root problem, Cobber. I understood that straight away. David, I hope you're well. I hope you're well. I did try calling you the minute the minute that play finished yesterday, or today for me. For you, it might have been yesterday, but today, to see what your opinion was on it. I've been working, so I haven't watched it. I had to watch highlights of it and that. So I was going to ask you what your thoughts were on the game itself. But obviously, I'll have to catch up with you another time. Kuva is rubbing it in even more. He's saying 38 points now, Jose. I smell blood in the water. Kuva, the blood is already in the water. The carcasses have been thrown in already. And now the shark is going after the carcasses. I am now the shark chasing the carcasses. What you said to me and then seeing my score has told me that I need to back up my ideas. I need to start scoring freely like I was up until about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And if I do that, I'm going to pull away again. I need to start doing something. Ryan G, look, Ryan G says, we're coming for you, Jose. Look at Ryan G. Ryan G giving it to me as well. This is superb. I've got Ryan G and Kuva, the terrible twosome, go hand in hand, always finish just outside the European Champions League places, both giving it to me. Challenge accepted, chaps. Challenge accepted. Daz says, do you think Root makes 200 or 250 this session? Daz, I don't know whether you're watching the same game, but from what I saw, England are 325 for 9, right? What's Rooty on? Rooty's on 135. Archer's on 32. I think Stark with a night's sleep and that they're obviously going to come out. They're going to have to try and take that the wicket quickly. Invariably in cricket, when you're down to the 9th wicket or the last wicket as it is, invariably what happens is that wicket's normally taken quite quickly. The other thing to watch out for, is I think there was another time that England played under the lights in Australia, and they got to the 9th wicket, right? And instead of batting on, they declared, because they wanted to have a bowl with the pink ball under the lights and like try and make inroads. We ended up getting smashed. In that test. So the fact that we batted on, because Stokes came out and people thought Stokes was coming out to call them in so we could have a bowl under the lights towards the end of the session. But no, he sat down and he let them continue batting. And by batting, we've had another 50, 60 runs. So the Australians are going to come out keen tomorrow morning to go and take that wicket nice and early. And we're just going to have to see how many more runs we can put onto the scoreboard. Obviously, we're not going to get a go under the lights till a lot further in the day. I mean, I don't even know when the floodlights came on. What time does it start in England? 4 o'clock? 5 o'clock in the morning? What time will it be out in Australia? 4 o'clock in the morning here. So the games in Australia must be starting at 1, 2 or 3 in the afternoon, right? So whenever it becomes into the evening, you're talking about 2 sessions before it becomes evening time. 2 sessions. So if there's 2 sessions, that takes you till tea time. So whatever England do, England are going to have to try. England are going to have to try and score what they can within the 2 sessions and maintain their bowling for 2 sessions before they ever go on the lights. It's 3 p.m. in Australia. Okay, so it's 3 p.m. in Australia. I don't know. Australia's in summertime at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, Australia's in summertime, but I don't know when it becomes dark. But let's say, for argument's sake, it's 8 o'clock in the evening. Let's say the last session is under lights, or the last hour of the last session is under lights. It means that England don't get a chance to do that till then. But we'll have to wait and see. But Root broke his. It's interesting because Root got his 100, so he's now scored 100 in every continent. Sorry, not in every continent, in every country, every Test country. The Australians used to say you're not a good batsman until you've done that. Now that he's done that and he's got 40 centuries, he's now considered a great batsman, one of the leading greats for his time. But the Australians still won't give it to him because that's what the Australians are like. Sore, aren't they? Very sore. But no, we'll have to wait and see. I will probably catch up with some cricket over the weekend when I'm not working. I just got to balance and find some time because Saturday I'm going to Brentford. So it might have to be. I might watch a little bit Saturday morning, and then watch some on Sunday. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, people, they are the scores on the doors for you all. They are the scores on the doors for you all. I hope that you are all happy, being given the news that I've given tonight, what scores you've got. Tomorrow's show, as a reminder, tomorrow's show is at 4:30 tomorrow. And tomorrow's show will be week 15. So it'll be 10 premiership games and 3 more bonus games, which we will do tomorrow at 4:30. If you can't make the show tomorrow at 4:30, then you know you can just leave them in the comments. Be very careful when you leave them in the comments, because I will only take the scores from games that have not started. So if you delay, then you might miss out. So people, thank you very much for tuning in at this late time. And midweek break for Jose. I don't know about that. But yeah, we'll go again tomorrow, 4:30. And yeah, I shall see you all then. I'm not going to Slavia Prague on Tuesday. No, I'm not going, Ronnie. The midweek games are the hardest ones for me to get to, 8 o'clock in the evening, so I won't be going to that, but I am going Brentford. And at the moment, my next game after Brentford is Sunderland and then West Ham, which I've already got tickets. They're the ones that I've already bought tickets for. The only game that I haven't bought a ticket for at the moment is Liverpool. People are trying to get me to convince me to go to Liverpool, because tickets are now available for Liverpool, but I have so far held out on going to the Liverpool game, only because it's the last Saturday before Christmas, and it's a 5:30 in the evening kickoff, which makes it a bit of a track to get back home. But I'll wait and see. Chris Peters is going again. Chris Peters, I think Chris has been to all the home. I think I'm right in saying it, Chris. We've played twice at home already, and I think you've been to both, haven't you? I think you've been to Villarreal and Copenhagen. So Slavia would make it the third one. So I think Chris, there are tickets available for the Slavia game, or at least they've been sent out to me as a member. Because I'm a member at the moment until my season ticket starts in the Man City game. So, I mean, I got an email today saying that I'd get part refunded on my membership as soon as I become a season ticket holder. And then it also says something about the points that I've accumulated for being a One Hotspur member and going to matches. That will be added to the amount that you get given for being a season ticket holder. Anyway, whatever the points you are, I don't even know whether they're enough to get an away ticket as yet. But points make prizes, so if I can't at the moment, we just let them accumulate. All right, well, listen, people, I will love you and leave you all. Thank you for tuning in. I will catch you all tomorrow at 4:30. So thank you very much, everyone. And as always, as I always say, it's come on, you Spurs.
Tell, Cockerell. He's just a true guy. You'll have a true time. Tell, Cockerell. Leave your troubles at the door. You know the game, you know the score. We're here to have fun, so holster that gun and read the writing on the wall. The Predictions League, done every week. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? Tell, Cockerell. He's just a chill guy. You'll have a chill time. Tell, Cockerell. Jose gets himself around, always talking Spurs wherever he is found, home or away. He always tips to win, throws the form book in the bin with a cheeky knowing grin. Tell, It just goes on and on and on and on. Why do I always get it wrong? Every time I play along. El Tel Cockerel. The show is so chilled. Your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at. El Tel Cockerel. It just goes on and 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 on. Why do I always get it wrong? El Tel Cockerel. The show is so chill. Your time is well filled. If you want good friendly chat, then here's where it's at.